Now you need to keep in mind that Xpath is a language, and so it has quite a bit of functionality. And don't miss this. If you're willing to spend a little time and dig into Xpath, you can do some pretty phenomenal things with these documents. What I want to show you real quickly in this video is I just want to bring them to your attention that there are Xpath functions. You're going to find from time to time that when you're going through a document using Xpath to do XSL transformations, you're going to wish you could do certain things. There are functions built into Xpath that will already take care of some pretty sophisticated functionalities for you. First of all, there are node functions, and with a node function we can go through the document and, for example, find the last node in a list of nodes. We can get a count or a number of nodes and so forth, just by using these in there. And you'll see some of these examples of these functions a little bit later on. Right now I just want to bring them to your attention. String functions. Notice concat. We can concatenate strings. We can pull multiple string values from different places in an XML document and add them together or join them to make two words out of them and so forth. Contains. We can search an XML document for a word that contains certain letters, and notice starts with. We can find text that starts with a certain sequence of letters and so forth. There's Boolean functions in here. Obviously Boolean functions are true, false, yes, no, and we also have the not function in our Boolean function. So not only can we look for a particular node that starts with, we can look for one that doesn't start with a certain thing, or on age. We can look for everybody who's not 42 years old, those sorts of things. Then there's number functions. These are things that you're accustomed to in the Excel world or any other programming language. Not that Excel is a programming language, but you know what I'm saying. Round, sum, if we want to add values or round values and so forth. Now, in our XML document, notice that in our node functions, the last or the count. For example, we could count how many husband nodes are in this document. We could concatenate some strings. We could grab this text, Janet, and for whatever reason add Annie or 42 or anything else to it to create a new word or a new string. Boolean, we could again, I mentioned check everywhere age is not 42, that we don't want that particular information, and then we can round things. So if we were adding numbers here or dividing and so forth, we could round the result. So Xpath gives you a lot of power. Now, nowhere in here have you heard me say that Xpath is necessarily easy to understand. It's not that it's hard, it's just different from what most of us are used to seeing in a programming language. But once you get used to it, and you'll see in the XSLT videos, once you've done a couple of these, it starts to click pretty quickly. But just want to kind of give you a little extra oomph here. Look at Xpath, spend a little time looking through the Xpath documentation, grab a third-party book and play with Xpath a little bit, and you'll see a tremendous amount of power out there, and you'll see how you can translate that directly over into using your various XML data that you're going to be dealing with, and you can get a lot of power out of these transformations using Xpath.